What's up, guys? Matt Brown here for TheLines.com, and we are talking Monday Night Football, the first Monday Night Football contest of the year. Broncos at the Seahawks. Of course, don't have to tell you what this game means. It is Russell Wilson heading back to Seattle to face his old team. But before we get started, as always, everything we do, absolutely free. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button down below. Really do appreciate the support here on the channel. And then, of course, let us know in the comment section how you're going to play this thing tonight. Is the spread too much? Is the total too much? And we'll take a look at that right this second. So we go down. And, of course, if you want to get to this page, guys, you just go to NFL, click Monday Night Football, and going from there, you can find this, and you can click on your state as well. Sitting 6.5 pretty much across the board. 1.7, as you can see, still out there if you did want to take Seattle. And then total sitting 44, 44.5, depending on where you look to go get it. So that's kind of where we sit on this thing as far as the spread and the total. Now, you know what's going on. This is a Broncos team that is much improved because you basically have inserted Russell Wilson in at quarterback. You know that they have playmakers, despite the fact that they did lose Tim Patrick earlier on in training camp. They did get KJ Hamler back. You've got Jerry Jeudy. You also have Cortland Sutton. This is going to be a really good and powerful offense. Javonte Williams, Melvin Gordon. There's a lot to like about this team for sure. And then you look on the defensive side of the ball, and should be a solid and stout defense as well. Now, on the other side of the field, not the same thing for Seattle. I mean, seriously, when I tell you that we're talking about bottom 5 unit across the board, basically in every single facet of football, that's what you're getting with Seattle. I mean, really the only thing you have, if you want to find a positive on this team, it's like, hey, they've got 2 good receivers. And they do. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, 2 good receivers. Outside of that, it is a dumpster fire for this squad. I mean, we are coming into this season. If we kind of take a look here at where the projections lie for these teams, I mean, we are looking at Seattle coming in with not only one of the worst offensive lines, which is something that we are always worried about, especially when you have bad quarterback play as it is anyway. But you come down and you take a look at this team, and as far as the projections go, 32nd power rated by Pro Football Focus, 32nd rated offensive line, 29th rated defensive line, 30th rated secondary. So you can see just absolutely atrocious from top to bottom, which is just going, and you know, I don't have to tell you that Geno Smith isn't good at quarterback. And so that's kind of what we're dealing with here with this. And it's hard for me to give you some real hard analysis on why to back Seattle. You know, I mean, I get it. It's a lot of points, and certainly there's a 7 still sitting out there, and you could go get that. And I understand a full touchdown is what it is, but for me, I just can't. I don't want to take the touchdown against, you know, this revamped kind of Broncos squad here. And again, a team that is so vastly superior at every single facet of the game, every single level outside of the receiver position. And even then, they're not that far behind. If anything, they're neutral, right? I mean, with Jeudy and Cortland Sutton. So, I mean, it's just very tough for me to try to make a case for you to come in on Seattle. The only problem for me, and look, it would be, I would play Broncos or pass. I don't have this game in the account from a side standpoint because I do wonder if will it take a game or two for Russell Wilson to really get in the groove with everything, you know, find the chemistry with these receivers. Didn't play a ton together in preseason. That's kind of the trend now, as everybody knows. They just, you know, starters just don't play in the preseason. And so, you know, will it take a couple of games to kind of get this going? That's my only holdup here, is the reason why I can't do it. I know a lot of people are putting Denver in teasers this week, basically either closing out teasers or moving forward with the teaser into week 2. I actually do have a small teaser getting closed out with Denver when this was at 7, got it down to 1 with the Ravens. And so, you know, I'll be rooting for Denver in this one, but I can't play just the side. What I do like in this game is the total. And as we said, so there's still a 44 sitting out here. If you wanted to play the over on this, I think this actually has a sneaky chance to go over this by a decent margin. And I understand that I just told you how bad Seattle is. in basically every facet of the game. But, sometimes that can work towards an over a little bit, because then they have to abandon the way that Pete Carroll wants to play, because if they get behind enough, then they can't play this boring, just run it in the middle of the defensive line offense that Pete Carroll wants to play. And if that's the case, I think this lends itself to getting to an over for a couple of different standpoints. Look, Geno Smith has to air it out. Two things can happen. He can actually get some success throwing to DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, or, look, one thing Geno Smith is pretty good is turning the ball over. And so we could get some strip sacks or some pick sixes, or at least an interception or two to give a short field and help get this thing over as well. So I don't think they're going to get shut out by any stretch of the imagination. I think that garbage time points are certainly in play here with this Seattle team. And so I kind of like the over of the 44 in this, and that one's going to make the account for me. I just believe that this is a superior Denver team that's going to put some points on the board early, and maybe late they slow it down and don't run as many kind of wide open pass plays and things like that. But I think they'll put enough points on the board through the first three quarters to where if we can get just a couple of garbage points from Seattle there in the fourth, I think we can get over this 44. So I'm going to be looking at the over 44 there. On the player prop side of things, if we come over here, because I'm looking at the kind of garbage time stuff, and look, I think that they're going to have to abandon the run stuff. If we do look from an injury report perspective, Kenneth Walker, their second-round draft pick, is questionable in this game, and I think it's the bad side of questionable from what the beat writers say. So they're going to be thin at the running back position as it is anyway. Just for the full injury report on the Broncos side of things, it looks like right now Billy Turner is questionable for them. Randy Gregory also questionable for the Broncos in this one. On the Seattle side of things, Artie Burns is doubtful, which doubtful means out. Damian Lewis is questionable for them. And as I mentioned just as a second ago, Kenneth Walker questionable for them. So if you go to Tyler Lockett, I see that that's over 3.5, super heavily juiced. Just go to the alt market and play either over 4 or over 4.5 on the catches for Tyler Lockett. Because again, I think what we see here, I don't like it so much to DK Metcalf because of the kind of the routes that he runs and the style that he plays. But Tyler Lockett can become, I think, a security blanket here for Geno Smith. Tyler Lockett can kind of run a little bit more of those underneath type routes. And I think that we're looking here, again, at a situation where they are going to have to abandon the run, where I believe that this game could get out of hand in favor of the Broncos. And if that's the case, then I think Tyler Lockett actually end up getting peppered with targets here, kind of that mid to late third quarter all the way through the fourth quarter, where they're putting in catch-up mode. So I really do kind of like the over receptions here for him, but I would play the alt over. I wouldn't pay this heavy juice right here. I would just go to the over 4, over 4.5. Just find those over at your book of choice. And the other one for me is Russell Wilson. And look, I think this offense is poised to actually have a really good game. This secondary is really bad for Seattle as well. And I think this is a good chance to kind of come in and back an over of 1.5 touchdowns. You can see it's only 128 over here at FanDuel. So I like Russ to get into the end zone through the air at least twice in this one. So I do like the over passing touchdowns for Russell Wilson as well. So, guys, not a ton on this one. Again, kind of a stinker here whenever we're talking about Seattle being one of the worst teams in the NFL. I have an alt under season win total for this team. That's how bad I think that they're going to be. But I do think we can get an edge here on the over on the total. And I do like those two player props of the alt receptions on Tyler Lockett and then also the over touchdown passes on Russell Wilson. Of course, guys, everything we do, like we said, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. We'll be here all season long, hopefully winning you guys some money, at very least giving you the reasons why we're betting what we're betting, and hopefully making you a little bit better. Up here is a little Discord channel as well, where we're talking NFL all day long every week. So please come in, join in the community, and help drive this thing a little bit forward with more people in there and getting the discussion going. Any questions, any comments, any things like that, we really do enjoy all of that. Good luck on all your Monday Night Football bets.